Hello grade 9 students, still on another version of radical expressions and rational exponents. So for radical expressions, finding a root of a number is the inverse operation of raising a number to a power. So that's a radical sign. Yes, the symbol is a radical or the radical sign. We have here nth root of a means, okay, the radical sign. The radicand is a and the index is n. Okay, these are the parts of the radicals. So the expression under the radical sign is the radicand, and the index defines the root to be taken. So we have here the above symbol represents the positive or principal root of a number. The symbol represents the negative root of a number. Square root of any positive number has two roots. One is positive and the other is negative. If a is positive number, then square root of a is a positive square root of a, and negative square root of a is a negative square root of a. Samples: what is square root of 100? 10. What is negative square root of 36? Negative 6. What is square root of x to the 8? X to the 4th. What is square root of 25 over 49? 5 over 7. What is square root of 0.81? 0.9. What is the square root of negative 9? Non-real number or imaginary number. So yun, walang square root of negative number. Okay. So we have here cube root of a. A cube root of any possible number is positive. Cube root of any negative number is negative. Example, what is cube root of 27? 3. What is cube root of negative 8? Negative 2. Because negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is negative 8. What is the cube root of 125 over 64? 5 fourths. What's the cube root of x cubed? X. What's the cube root of x to the 12? X to the 4th. Where did we get x to the 4th? It's just divide 12 by 3. So 4. Ito naman, 3 divided by 3. So 1. So which is just x. Okay, x raised to 1 is x, so kaya x lang yun. Nth roots. An nth root of any number a is the number whose nth root is an nth root of any number a is a number whose nth power is a. Samples: 3 to the 4th means, or 3 raised to the 4th power is 81. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. How about the 4th root of 81? Meaning it's 3. Right? 3 raised to 4 is 81, and the 4th root of 81 is 3. 2 to the 4th power is 16, and what is the 4th root of 16? 2. What is negative 2 raised to the 5th power? Negative 32. And what is the 5th root of negative 32? Negative 2. An nth root of any number a is the number whose nth power is a. What is the 5th root of negative 1? Negative 1. What is the 4th root of negative 16? Non-real number. Kasi even yun. Kasi parang square root yun. What is the 6th root of negative 1? Non-real number. Pero pag even yung index, what is the cube root of negative 27? Negative 3. Meron. No? Notice dito, pag even yung index, tapos negative yung radicand, non-real number. Pero pwede kapag yung index add, so merong ano siya, merong equivalent number or answer. So definition of a raised to m over n, it's equal to actually nth root of a raised to m, or nth root of a raised to m. The value of the numerator represents the power of the radicand, and the value of the denominator represents the index or root of the expression. So yung m, yan yung exponent. Yung n, that means yan yung index. That's the index. Alright. Samples: what is 25 raised to 1 half? That's actually square root of 25. So any number raised to 1 half is the square root of that number, which is equal to, we simplify square root of 25, that's equal to 5. How about 27 raised to 1/3? That means the cube root of 27, which is equal to 3. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 raised to 3 halves means the square root of 4 cubed. Yun, square root of 4 cubed, which is the square root of 64. And what's square root of 64? 8. So 4 raised to 3 halves is 8. How about this? Quantity 2x plus 1 raised to 2 over 7. That means 7th root of 2x plus 1 quantity squared. Yun, gets nyo? Diba? Let's continue definition of a raised to m over n, nth root of a raised to m in the radicand, or n of a raised to m. More examples. What is 1 over 27 raised to 2/3? That means 1 raised to 2/3 over 27 raised to 2/3, or cube root of 1 squared over cube root of 27 squared. What is cube root of 1? 1 squared is 1, so cube root of 1 over cube root of 27 squared is cube root of 729. So what's cube root of 1? 1. What's cube root of 729? 729 is 9. Because 9 times 9 times 9 is 729. Or 1 over 27 raised to 2/3 is 1 raised to 2/3 over 27 raised to 2/3. Or continue, cube root of 1 quantity squared over cube root of 27 quantity squared. And then let's continue. What's cube root of 1? 1 squared. What's the cube root of 3? Cube root of 27, 3 quantity squared. So that means 1 squared is 1, 3 squared is 1. So we obtain the same answer. So ano lang. So whichever method you use, it's the same answer we get. Another definition of a raised to negative m over n. So when the exponent is negative, we just get the reciprocal. So a raised to negative m over n means it's equal to 1 over a raised to m over n, or 1 over nth root of a raised to m, or 1 over nth root of a raised to m. 25 raised to negative 1 half means 1 over 25 raised to 1 half. Yung reciprocal niya, that's the definition of negative exponents. And definition of radicals, 25 raised to 1 half is square root of 25. So 1 over square root of 25 is 1/5. Next, what x raised to negative 2/3 means 1 over x raised to 2/3. Or radicals, 1 over cube root of x squared, or 1 over cube root of x quantity squared. Okay, kahit ano dito, yung answer is the same. Check. Now let's use the properties of exponent to simplify each expression. X raised to 4/3 times x raised to 5/3, same base, so you add exponents. X cubed is the answer, right? 4/3 plus 5/3 is 9/3, so x cubed. Next, if we divide two numbers with the same base, or we divide two powers with the same base, subtract exponents. 3/5 minus 1/10 is what? 6. 5. What? 6 minus 1. 5. 6 over 10 minus 1 over 10. 5 over 10. 1 up. X raised to 1 up. How about this? 4th root of 81x squared. Okay. This means 3x raised to 2/4. Yes, because the 4th root of 81 is 3. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. And then yung x squared, meaning multiply 2 by 1/4. So yung 4 yun yung yung denominator. So 2 over 4, lowest term is 1 up. 3x raised to 1 up. Next, 12 root of x times cube root of x squared. That means x raised to 1 over 12 times x raised to 2/3. Then same base, add the exponents. 1 over 12 plus 2/3. And 2/3 can be written as 8 over 12 to make them similar fractions. So that means x raised to 9 over 12. Lowest term of 9 over 12 is 3/4. So the answer is x raised to 3/4. Okay, you can screenshot on this part. Finish. Next, another Product rule for square roots. If square root of a and square root of b are real numbers, then square root of a times b means square root of a times square root of b. Square root of 40 means 4 square root of 4 times 10, and can be written as square root of 4 times square root of 10. And square root of 4 is 2 square root of 10. That's the answer. So this is how we simplify square root of 40. You factor it. 7 square root of 75. So this can be written as 7. Let's factor to 75, which is 25 times 3. Then 7 square root of 25 times square root of 3. Square root of 25 is 5. So 7 times 5 is 35 square root of 3. 16x raised to the 17th power. Okay, since the exponent is add, factor it. X to the 16 times x. Square root of 16, 4. Square root of x to the 16, x to the 8. Square root of x. Cube root of 16, x to the 17. Okay, factor 16, 8 times 2. Factor 17, such that one of the factors, one of the exponent must be divisible by 3, which are 15 and 2. Cube root of 8 is 2. Cube root of x to the 15 is x to the 5th. So ang natira doon sa radicand, cube root of 2x squared. Wala nang ano yan, cube root kasi. Ang may cube root lang dyan, 8 and x to the 15. So lumabas siya. Next, quotient rule for square roots. If square root of a and square root of b are real numbers and b is not equal to 0, then square root of a over b means it's equal to square root of a over square root of b. What is square root of 16 over 81? It's equal to square root of 16 over square root of 81. That's 4 over 9. What about this? Square root of 2 over 25 means square root of 2 over square root of 25. Square root of 2 over 5, because square root of 25 is 5. How about this? Square root of 45 over square root of, square root of 45 over 49 is square root of 45 over square root of 49. Let's factor square root of 45, 9 times 5. One of the factors must be a perfect square. So that the answer is 3 square root of 5 over 7. Where did we get 7? The square root of 49 is 7. So if square root of a and b are real numbers and b is not equal to 0, then square root of a over b is equal to square root of a over square root of b. Okay, more examples on quotient. What is square root of 15 over square root of 3? Okay, 15 can be factored as such as square root of 3 times 5. So this can be written as square root of 3 times square root of 5 over square root of 3. So we can cancel square root of 3. The answer is square root of 5. Okay, cancel mo yun. Nang natira, square root of 5. How about this? Square root of 90 divided by square root of 2 means you divide 90 by 2. Or you can factor 90, 9 times 10. Or yung 10, 2 times 5. So 9 times 2 times 5 yung factors of 90, so that we can cancel square root of 2. Then square root of 9 is 3, square root of 5 is the answer. 3 square root of 5. Cancel square root of 2, square root of 9 is 3, then square root of 5. Another, what is square root of x to the 11th power? Okay, you factor x to the 10 times x. So x to the 5th, x, square root of x. How about this? 8 square root of 18x to the 4th. Factor 18, 9 times 2. X to the 4th, that means 3x squared, square root of 2. Square root of x to the 4th is x squared. Okay, square root of 27 over x to the 8 is square root of 27 over square root of x to the 8. That means 9 times 3 over square root of x to the 8. 3 square root of 3. Yes, square root of 9 is 3 over x to the 4th. Square root of x to the 8 is x to the 4th. About this, square root of 7 y to the 7 over 25. We factor y to the 7. That is y to the 6 times y times 7 over square root of 25. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of y to the 6 is y cubed. Square root of 7. So the answer is y cubed 7y, square root of 7y over 5. Excuse me. How about this cube root of 88? Okay, let's factor 88 such that one of its factors, okay, has a perfect is a perfect square cube root, which is 8 and 11. And then what is the cube root of 8, which is 2? So the answer is 2 cube root of 11. About this, cube root of 10 over 27, that means cube root of 10 over cube root of 27. So the answer is cube root of 10 over 3. Because cube root of 27 is 3. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Cube root of 27, m cube n to the 7. First, we factor n to the 7 such that one of the factors is divisible by 3. So yung n to the 6 times n. Diba? N to the 6 times n. Tapos yung cube root of 27 is 3. So the answer is 3m and n squared cube root of n. Yun, cancel. So m 6 divided by 3 is 2. So n squared. Another cube root of 81 over 8 is cube root of 81 over cube root of 8. Cube root of 8 is 2, so the denominator is 2. Then yung 81 we still have to factor it. 27 times 3, so that's cube root of 27 is 3, cube root of 3 over 2. Okay, one big final example. Fifth root of 64x to the 12 y to the 4th say to the 18th power. Okay, since the index is 5, we must factor 64 such that one of the factors is a perfect fifth root, which is 32. 32 times 2, ito naman, since 5 yung index, factor this as x to the 10th or x squared. Y to the 4th, no need to factor because it's 4 is less than 5. Z to the 18, you factor is as z to the 15, z cubed. Diba? 32 times 2, x to the 10, x squared, y to the 4th, z to the 15, z cubed. So that fifth root of 32 is 2, fifth root of x to the 10 is x squared, fifth root of z to the 15th is z cubed. So the answer is 2x squared, z cubed, fifth root of 2x squared, y to the 4th, z cubed. Let's proceed now to the adding, subtracting, multiplying radical expressions. Let's have a review. 5x plus 3x, 8x. 12y minus 7y, 5y. 6 square root of 11 plus 9 square root of 11. The answer is 15 square root of 11. So, meaning to say, to add radicals, it's just the same procedure as adding similar terms in algebra. Square root of 7 minus 3 square root of 7, meaning 1 minus 3, negative 2 square root of 7. So, simplifying radicals prior to adding or subtracting. Okay, before we add square root of 27 plus square root of 75, since they are not like radicals, meaning to say they do not have the same radicand, let us first factor 27 and 75 to see if they will have the same radicand. Therefore, we can add it afterwards. So, for 27, 9 times 3. For 75, 25 times 3. So, pwede. So, we have 3 square root of 3 plus 5 square root of 3. So, they are like radicals now. So, we can add them. We can combine them. 3 plus 5 is 8 square root of 3. About this, 3 square root of 20 minus 7 square root of 45. Unlike radicals, but if we factor it, we have 4 times 5 for 20, 9 times 5 for 45. So, yung square root of 4, multiply mo sa 3, which is 3 times 2, 6. Yung square root of 9, multiply mo sa 7, 7 times 3. So, we have 6 square root of 5 minus 21 square root of 5. Now, we can subtract them. 6 minus 21, negative 15 square root of 5. Next, square root of 36 minus square root of 48 minus 4 square root of 3 minus square root of 9. We can simplify square root of 36, 6. Ito naman, 3. Ito na lang factor natin. Square root of 48 is 16 times 3. So, 6 minus 16, square root of 16 times 3 minus 4 square root of 3 minus 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. Or, yung square root of 48, 16 times 3, magiging 4 square root of 3. So, 6 minus 3 is 3 minus 8 square root of 3. 3 minus 8 square root of 3 is the answer. Another example. For 9x to the 4th, we have 3x squared. For this, we have 6 square root of x squared times x. For x cubed, square root of x squared x. So we have 3x squared minus 6x times square root of x plus x square root of x. So the answer is, okay, we can just add this because they are like radicals. So negative 6x plus x, negative 5x square root of x. 10 cube root of 81p to the 6 minus 3 cube root of 27 and 24p to the 6. It's first factor 81 and 24. For 81, 27 times 3. For 24, 8 times 3. So that the cube root of 27 multiply it to 10. So 30, maging 30 na yan. Cube root of 8 multiply most, hindi. Cube root of 8 is 2. Then, cube root of p to the 6 is p squared. So the answer is 30p squared cube root of 3 minus 2p squared cube root of 3. Okay, can you follow, class? I hope so. Okay, we can still simplify this. wait. Since they are like radicals, cube root of 3, so we just subtract 30p squared minus 2p squared, which is 28p squared cube root of 3. Now, if square root of a and square root of b are real numbers, then square root of a times b is equal to square root of a times square root of b. Let's go now to multiplying radicals. So square root of 7 times square root of 7 means square root of 49, which is 7. Square root of 5 times square root of 2 is 5 times 2, square root of 10. Yung dito naman, square root of 6 times square root of 3 means square root of 18. Or you factor it, square root of 9 times 2 or 3 square root of 2. Square root of 10x times square root of 2x is square root of 20x squared. That is 4 times 5x squared. So the answer is 2x square root of 5. Okay. You can screenshot on this part. Next, let's go to distributive property of multiplication. Square root of 7 times square root of 7 minus square root of 7 times square root of 3. So magiging square root of 49 minus square root of 21. So the answer is 7 minus square root of 21. You cannot simplify square root of 21 anymore. Also, distributive property. Square root of 5x squared minus 3 times square root of 25x. Okay, so in here we can get the square root of x squared, x square root of 5 minus 3 times 5, 15, minus 15 square root of x. Yun. Oh, ito na yung answer. We cannot simplify that anymore. They are unlike radicals. Next, we can answer this by FOIL method, or since they are sum and product, sum and difference of two numbers, we just square it. We just square this first term minus the square of the. I'm sorry. I thought this is 5. So we use the FOIL method to multiply this. First term, square root of x squared. Outside term, square root of 3x minus. Inside terms, plus square root of 5x minus last term, square root of 15. Square root of x squared is x. Oh wait, this should be x squared. Oh, I'm sorry, it's in picture form, so let us just correct. This should be, wait, it should be x, not x squared. Alright, kasi square root of x squared is x. So okay, napala na lang natin. Insert insert shape. Yun. Okay, let's continue. So the answer should be x minus square root of 3x plus square root of 5x minus square root of 15. Next, this is what I'm saying, sum and difference of two numbers. You can use FOIL method, but the shortcut is we just square the first term. Square root of 3 squared is 3 minus the square of the second term. 6 squared is 36. So 3 minus 36. Oh, di ba? Negative 33. Yun yung shortcut. Square mo yung square root of 3, which is 3, minus square of 6, 36. 3 minus 33 is negative 33. Next, square the binomial square root of 5x plus 4. Then by FOIL method, we have here 16. This can be written as 5x. Then you can add this one because they are like radicals. 5x plus 8 square root of 5x plus 16 is the answer. Dividing radical expressions. Okay, so I think we have already discussed dividing radical expressions. So for the last slide, I think you can be able to solve this for your assignment. Alright, goodbye class. See you again next time.